The rise of Ibrahim Traore, a new dawn for Burkina Faso in the heart of West Africa. Burkina Faso has long been a nation struggling with political instability, military coups, and the growing threat of jihadist insurgencies. Amidst this turmoil, a young and determined military officer, Captain Ibrahim Traore, emerged as a symbol of hope for many Burkinabe. His rise to power was not just a political shift but a reflection of the people's desperation for change and security. Early life and military career. Born in 1988 in Bondakwi, Mohand Province, Ibrahim Traore grew up in a country marked by poverty and political unrest. From an early age, he was drawn to the military, seeing it as a means to protect his nation. He joined the armed forces and steadily climbed the ranks, earning respect for his discipline and leadership. Traore's military career was shaped by Burkina Faso's escalating security crisis. Since the mid-2010s, jihadist groups linked to Al-Qaeda and the Islamic State have been launching deadly attacks across the country. The Burkinabe military, underfunded and overstretched, struggled to contain the violence. Traore, like many young soldiers, grew frustrated with the government's inability to protect civilians. The first coup, fall of Roch Kabore in January 2022, the military, led by Lieutenant Colonel Paul-Henri Sandaogo Damiba, overthrew President Roch Kabore, citing his failure to combat terrorism. Damiba promised security and stability, but under his rule, jihadist attacks worsened. Soldiers on the front lines, including Traore, felt betrayed. They believed Damiba was more focused on political maneuvering than winning the war. The September 2022 coup, Traore takes charge. By September 2022, discontent within the military reached a boiling point. A group of junior officers, led by the 34-year-old Captain Ibrahim Traore, staged another coup, ousting Damiba. Traore accused Damiba of neglecting the army and failing to deliver on his promises. The coup was swift. On September 30, 2022, soldiers took over state media, announcing Damiba's removal. Traore, dressed in military fatigues and a red beret, addressed the nation, declaring that the patriotic movement for safeguard and restoration was now in charge. His speech resonated with many Burkinabe, especially the youth, who saw him as a fresh face untainted by corruption. Challenges and controversies. Traore's rise was not without controversy. Some questioned the legality of his takeover, while others feared another cycle of military rule. However, Traore insisted his actions were necessary to save Burkina Faso from collapse. He promised a transition to civilian rule but emphasized that security came first. One of his boldest moves was seeking new international allies. Disillusioned with France, Burkina Faso's former colonial ruler, Traore expelled French troops and turned to Russia for military support. This shift angered Western powers but was popular among many Burkinabe, who saw France as an ineffective partner in the fight against terrorism. The fight against terrorism. Traore's primary focus was reclaiming territory from jihadist groups. He launched large-scale military operations, recruiting thousands of civilian volunteers to support the army. His government also invested in better equipment and training for soldiers. While attacks continued, his aggressive stance earned him support from war-weary citizens. A leader of the people. Unlike previous leaders, Traore presented himself as a man of the people. He often appeared in public without heavy security, listening to citizens' grievances. His humble background and straightforward manner made him relatable. However, critics argued that his government was still authoritarian, suppressing dissent and limiting press freedom. The road ahead. As of 2024, Traore remains Burkina Faso's leader, with no clear timeline for democratic elections. While some see him as the strong leader Burkina Faso needs, others fear prolonged military rule. His ability to stabilize the country and defeat jihadist threats will determine his legacy. Conclusion. Ibrahim Traore's rise to power was born out of desperation, a nation tired of insecurity and ineffective leadership. Whether he succeeds in bringing lasting peace or becomes another in a long line of military rulers remains to be seen. For now, he represents both the hopes and uncertainties of Burkina Faso's future. The rise of Ibrahim Traore, a new dawn for Burkina Faso in the heart of West Africa. Burkina Faso has long been a nation struggling with political instability, military coups, and the growing threat of jihadist insurgencies. Amidst this turmoil, a